Magazine show. If you're just joining us, welcome. And if you're still with us, well, thank you for staying with us. On the red chair with me right now, I have got artist and producer, designer, and oh my gosh, what else? Or our fanboy, Chriscent. How are you doing today?
Oh, fine. Thank you for having me,
Thank you for joining us. So you have a lot of creative hats on, I mean, you're a label owner, you're a producer, or not producer, you're an artist, you're a designer. Is there any other hidden talent that we should know about?
So many. I'm an actor by profession and a movie director, so there's a lot
okay.
to discover in me, yeah.
So it's only like one step away from like producing as well?
Yeah, it's just one step, we take it one after the other,
Okay, that's interesting. So, I mean, let's start. Your kind of main thing at the moment is music.
Yeah.
And, you've just dropped a new single and also working on the album. But let's talk about the album right now.
Yeah.
What's that body of work like for you?
Actually, this is my fourth album. It's actually called Freedom for Humanity, because for the past 20 years, let me say since 2000, we'll be focusing on one thing that doesn't make sense, which is terrorists, war, bomb, killing people, you understand me? But we don't actually go to the right things, the things that really, that keeps human alive, because what I see is that I'm a gift to this world. So I want to leave a footprint, you understand me? So thousands of lives being wasted every day for nothing, for the sake of some people who call themselves leader of all over other people. So it doesn't really make sense to me. Yeah. So I'm very passionate about my environment, the culture, the language, and the people, because it's so strange to me to see people speak different kind of language and they're still the same people, they don't kill themselves.
So, I mean, you mentioned for a second that we're focusing on the wrong thing. What do you think we should be focusing on?
Yeah, actually, the song Strange World has 3 points, the fake politicians, which is the new single, the fake politicians, the fake pastors, and the fake police in the streets, they are making the thing really worst for the people, you understand me? That right now we don't even know what to do. We don't even understand what's going on right now. So that's why it's a strange world, because we don't even know where to find the truth, where to find peace, and where to even live. That's one of the problems we're having right now.
So I mean, to the average person, instead of focusing on all these horrible things that are going on in the world, your album kind of alludes to the fact that they should seek freedom. Yeah. What would be the method that you would kind of say that they should seek freedom through?
My first point is that nobody can, or let me put it like this, you are not supposed to take people's life, people's life is very, very valuable. Like I said, I'm a gift to this earth, you understand me? So I believe the reason of me being on earth today is something big, you understand me? So that's the same thing goes for the other people. So it's like, for the sake of bomb, war, terrorism, and killing other people that they don't even know what this thing is all about, is wrong, absolutely wrong, you understand me? So my message right now is for the politicians, for the pastors, and for the police. You guys are really, really, really there to help people, but you're confusing the situation right now. That's why people don't even understand what's going on right now.
I think I definitely agree with that. When you have people in power and the power is unchecked, sometimes it can get a little bit difficult when they start stepping out, because there's no one else to put them in place. There's no one to check them because they answer to nobody. And I feel like lately artists have kind of been using their art, their music, their movie to kind of talk about these issues in society, which is, what your album is doing. What kind of inspired, apart from obviously what's going on in society, what was the main message that you were trying to get across to the average person?
First of all, I'm inspired by my environment, the culture, the people, and the language, like what I said before. What I'm trying to say is that we can live in peace without guns, bombs, and wars, you understand me? We created everything right now that we're using, but we create two things that doesn't make sense to me that is using people. We create money, and money is not slave. We are not slave of money. Money is not the boss. We created guns and bombs just to kill and destroy us. It doesn't make sense, We do music, we make people happy. We want people to, after the everyday stress, go home, relax, and listen to good music with a bottle of wine or anything you take, It's just yours, it's just your life, you understand me? So nobody can tell you, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. We're being controlled by the system. We're being controlled in everything we do. We're not free. There's no freedom of this human. And people don't understand that the best thing on earth is the air we breathe. It's free. So, but they want us to pay for everything. Money is just what, money is just what we can make, we can get. But life can never be duplicated. That's one thing about it, you know.
Yeah.
So for me, I do so many things. I decided to bring out this message through hip-hop song. The next video is Afrobeat. You know, I do a lot of stuff, you understand, I'm a multi-ethnic artist, you understand. Part of being that, I also make music videos. I'm a movie director, documentaries, and I'm the CEO of Jimmy Records, you understand me? So I'm putting on my clothing design now. And I love the people. I love being with the people. You understand me? I'm a Nigerian by born. But I grew up in Italy, so I spent most of all my life in Africa and Europe. So I understand the culture, the language. I speak so many languages. So it's like, for me, it doesn't make sense when you see people crying, dying. You understand me? For just things that doesn't make sense. You understand me?
Yeah.
So it's like, we all have hearts. You understand me? We are all bad. We are all good. But just use the good heart of you. Yeah. That's why you're human. Yeah.
So if there was one message that you kind of want people to take away from both your album and specifically this single with the video, what would be the message that you want them to take out?
Honesty, in bracket, honesty. Practice what you preach in this time. You can be a killer. It might be your hobby. But when you be in the front of the people, that's it, you know. Just, even I said, the bad people also have good side of them, you understand me? The good people also have bad side of them. So we can start criticizing people if we're not contributing. The first thing is that just be honest. Just like the way the problem we have in Nigeria. Nigeria doesn't have a problem. We only need a honest person to give us electricity, that's all. So then we're done, everything is gone.
Yeah, but I mean, like you mentioned, it's all about the money, that they're trying to keep the money. And I think in trying to make sure that people have money and the people that have the money keep getting more money and people that don't have money don't get any money, they keep the system like that because you have to pay. If they provide the things that the people need, then people wouldn't have to pay. It's just a little bit like cancer. If they tell the cure for cancer, they're going to stop making money off of it. But okay, so your record label has been producing all of your singles and
all
your
albums,
all your work to date. Do you also have other artists on the label?
I have like 5 artists under me. 2 is in Milan and 1 here in London, and I have 2 back in Nigeria. So
how do you find being a label owner, which I obviously imagine that you kind of have to work with these artists in different capacities and kind of manage them in different capacities. How do you juggle that with the other things you do? You know, you do design, you do movie production, you do all of these things. And sometimes I imagine that you have clashes. How do you handle them both?
Well, I always want to be the tough guy, you know, so I like to try new things. I'm very passionate about everything. So what I do is that, you know, I handle everything in a different way, you understand me, because I have a private life and I have a public life, you understand? So I don't mix those 2 things together so I can sleep well, like every human being. I'm just a human like you. It's just what I do, you know, that makes me a different person, you understand? I used to tell people, if I'm a mechanic, I'll be in the workshop. So I'm an artist, this is where I'm supposed to be, you know? So this is exactly, just be free. I love freedom, you understand me? When people, you know, people happy, people say things that are real, you understand? Because no matter the money you have in your bank account, I'm telling you, when you sleep, you don't even know how much it is. That's very true. So,
I mean, thank you very much for joining us on the show today. It's been very interesting to have a chat with you. Where can people find you on social media?
Yeah, I'm on social media, Chriscent. You can find me, I think I'm the only one using the name of social media, but on Instagram, you can say Chriscent_Jimmy Records. That's the 2 name of me. You can get me on Instagram. But Facebook, you can get me on Chriscent, Jimmy Records, Chukulu Master, everything, just everywhere, you know.
And just before you go, can you introduce your new single for the audience at home?
Hey, what's up, what's up? This is your boy Chriscent, aka Chukulu Master. It's Jimmy Records in the building. I'm presenting my new single, Strange World, produced, directed by Jimmy Records, which is me, the CEO. Thank you very much. Ciao. Jimmy Records, baby. Change world. Chriscent. Let's go. Leaving the world, how we can never ever find not true. We're living in a strange world. Leaving in the world, how we can never ever find not true. You know, we're living in a strange world. Hallelujah, politics is a fake game. The slavery month with a fake laws. How can you kiss so many souls for nothing?
Nah, you call it a war front. How you sick, how you guys in the madness? Who gave laws in order to do that? Killing people is not a nice job. What if it's a top? Listen to me guys, you will get sense. Cause I didn't make sense. Killing people, man, not make sense. I beg, make you get sense. I've been doing this for a long time. 10 years in the game, I stay strong. Glory be to God, I love God. I keep my secret, that's my lifestyle. Seeing people always talk, but they know not. Reality speaks from the real heart. Travel around the world to see things, learn the culture, the language and the people. Beautiful life for beautiful things we got. Drop the guns and all the weapons. Politicians, they hate the people. Killing them is better than voting. Living in the world that we can never ever find that truth. We're living in a strange world. Living in the world that we can never ever find that truth. We're living in a strange world.
Raga, non credi mai a questa politica di merda perché sono tutte falso. Guarda che se loro sono guardate dello scopo futuro. Ula, fake, fake, ula, fake, fake, ula, fake, 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 ula, fake, 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 ula, fake, 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 ula.
Turn up to my pastor with my problems. All they need is money before blessing. Sow a seed and then you will reap seed. Is that a law from the Bible or you fake it? Spending time telling stories about riches. Preaching money, prosperity and big life. They don't care where the money come from. True not true, man, we talk from the real heart. Now street police for the cash thief. They would one for office. They go free. Everybody know the truth, but their life put. Offering money, pastor, till they buy shoe. Yes, until they buy shoe. Offering money. She, Chriscent, baby. It's a strange world.